Hey guys, Lancer here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks again for joining me while we're looking to some MTG spoilers. Now, I know it's been a long time, at least a month, since I did anything other than just market updates once a week. It's not too good. I am trying to get back into a pattern of some kind, but it is hard to balance everything. Plus, I'm trying to keep on top of my working stuff. So, let's get to it. Now, there's actually a few things to cover. So one of them is the Secret Lairs, another one is the Adventure D&D, and of course, Modern Horizons 2. So let's start with the Modern Horizons 2. I saw some pretty cool stuff out there. Now, I'm going to try to cover these pretty fast because there is three possible sets that I'm going to be looking at. But I will just see if I can find any heavy hitters that are going to impact possible market prices and already are without me even paying attention to this kind of stuff. So the stuff that I was talking about, Legacy, I paid even less attention to what was coming out from Modern Horizons 2 and Adventure, The Forgotten Realms, or I think it's up there anyways. But let's get to it. So we have a Angel that looks pretty cool. Flying Vigilance for a 2/2 Angel for 4 mana. Other non-token creatures you control get +1/+1 and have Vigilance. Not too bad. I think it's more of a casual card. It's not too bad if you're playing an Angel deck. I'm of course talking for Commander. For Modern, there's not really much that's going to come out of this. Titania, pretty much a Commander reprint for this set. I am sure that's once per turn. You can activate this card, pay 1 red mana, it gets 2/2/0. You know what, I'm going to find out what Dementia means, but it means Madness. Oh, damn, Madness 0. Okay, I'll keep an eye on that one. I have a Madness Commander deck, and I'm always looking for it to get better because there is some limitation to it. It looks like they might have pushed some cards in this case. Let's move on to Lose Focus, counter target creature spell. Counter target spell and its control paid 2. Replicate replicate's a different keyword, a new keyword. Is it new? I don't know if it's new, but when you cast a spell, copy it for each time you paid its replicate cost. You may choose new targets for the copies. I guess if someone plays a few cards in their turn, or a bunch of spells get cast in one turn, you could pay 4 mana for this and counter 3 cards. Seems really good, actually, especially if people are stretching themselves to try to play every turn. Shattered Ego, nothing too crazy. Sudden Edict, split second, target player sacrifice the creature, pretty cool. You can do it before or after a certain kind of removal spell has already been used, or before another card gets put into play. It can't be countered. Actually, can split second cards be counted? I'm not too sure. Abiding Grace. Now, this is one I saw, and it actually looks really cool. At the beginning of your end step, choose one. You gain 1 life. Not that impressive. Or return target creature card with mana cost less than 1 from your graveyard to the battlefield. That feels pretty good. Karmic Guide, obviously back. It's now in Modern. Great Commander card. I don't know what it's going to break in Modern. I am not going fast enough for this. Human Cleric, 2 white for a 2/2. Protection from black and red. Pretty cool card. It really does hose on graveyard decks. I kind of like playing graveyard decks. I'm not really a fan of any of these kinds of cards, but I can see the benefits to them. 4 mana for a X3 flying creature that gets power equal to the amount of artifacts. Not bad, but 4 mana still seems a bit much for a card that just does that. 2 colorless for a 0/1 creature that says tap mill a card, add 1 colorless. Not bad. Oh, Persist is an amazing card. Return target non-legendary creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield with the -1/-1 counter on it for 1 colorless and 1 black. It's an amazing card. I may have to get that for at least one of my decks. I love the enchantment version of it, but I think this is actually even better. Or it's better when you have 2 of them. Bone Shredder, Echo, enter the battlefield, destroy target non-artifact, non-black creature. This is amazing, but it's not as amazing as the 2 mana one that also has a similar effect to this. But the fact is you can have 2 of them now in your one deck. 2 of those effects in one deck. Pretty good. Muldrotha loves it. Damnation, or so I say Dam, 2 black, to destroy target creature. Creature destroyed this way cannot be regenerated. Or Overload, 2 colorless, 2 white, which is pretty much Wrath of God, to do the same thing for all creatures on the field. Amazing. Gorilla Shaman, pay 2x, 1 colorless, destroy target non-creature artifact with mana value X. Pretty good in my head, especially for commander. I have actually not looked. So I've seen Caldara Complete. It's pretty good. It's obviously 7 mana to play it and then 7 mana to equip it. But if you can get both of those effects in for free, it's an extremely powerful. The only thing is it doesn't protect with hexproof, and it is. I was going to say it's not indestructible. It is indestructible, so it's actually a really, really powerful artifact. And maybe key in an artifact themed deck. Grey Doron Diheda, 1 colorless, 1 black, 1 blue, 1 red. Protection from permanents with corruption counters on them. Each opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. Put a corruption counter on up to 1 other target creature or planeswalker. Pretty cool. Gain control of target creature or planeswalker until end of turn. Untap it and put a corruption counter on it. It gains haste until end of turn. Gain control of all permanents with a corruption counter on it. Pretty good. So slowly over time, you make sure that the board cannot harm the planeswalker. It sadly doesn't say they can't attack you, but I guess that's a bit too powerful. Moving on. Clattering Ogre. Skeleton Shaman cannot block. Enter the battlefield, you draw a card and lose 1 life. Return it from the graveyard to your hand for 2 colors, 2 black. That is an amazing card. Too bad it doesn't say the word zombie on it, but it's an amazing card. What's this one? It's got the word zombie. Timeless Witness. 2 colorless, 2 green for a 2/1. Enter the battlefield, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Eternalize. 5 colorless, 2 green, and then obviously you can turn it into a 4/4 zombie. Really amazing art. That's amazing. Enchanter's Presence. I think this was getting pretty expensive, so it's getting a reprint. Number of enchantments, Sanctum Weaver, so it's obviously very good if you're playing an enchantment themed deck. Some of these are going to push certain cards a lot. An Angel, 5 colorless, 2 white for a 5/5 flying lifelink. At the beginning of each combat, if you have more life than an opponent, it gets double strike until end of turn. Maybe it might be like 10 damage at that point, but 10 damage in Commander is not the most impressive. 3 colorless, 2 white for Solitude. Flash lifelink. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target creature. That creature's control gains life equal to its power. Evoke, exile a white card from your hand. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, dinosaurs. Excellent. 2 colorless, 2 green for a 4/3 vigilance. Whenever it is dealt damage, proliferate. What's that monkey holding? A grenade? Ragavan Nimble Pilferer. 1 red for a 2/1. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token and exile the top card of that player's library. Until end of turn, you may cast that card. Amazing. Dermotaxi, that's a hilarious one. I actually saw that. It's pretty cool. I'm just going through the list to see if there's any other cool ones. Please feel free to comment. And let me know if I missed any cool stuff. Oh, Brea's Apprentice. 2 colors, 2 colors, 1 red for a 2/3 artifact creature. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Sacrifice an artifact. Choose 1. Exile the top card of your library until end of turn. You may play that card. Target creature gets +2/+0 until end of turn. Not that bad. Bray is far more broken, but I guess he is an apprentice. Mirari's Wake is back. Okay. I'm not really surprised there. It has to happen at some point. Territorial Kavu. Territorial Kavu's power and toughness are equal to the number of basic land types among the lands you control. Okay, sure. Whenever it attacks, choose 1. Discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Exile up to 1 target creature from the graveyard. That is amazing. Isn't that really good? A 2 mana that can become a 5/5 over time. Maybe that's good. Greed, it's a really good card. Okay, I saw this one as well. I thought it was a joke, but it looks like it's a real card. Academy Manufacturer, 3 colorless for a 1/3. Whenever you create a clue, food, or treasure token, create one of each. That's insane. 3 artifacts for 1 crappy artifact generation, but all 3 of them combined is actually really good value. That card cannot stay long if you're actually playing a thematic deck. This one I heard was pretty cool. Obsidian Charmore, 3 colors, 2 red for a 4/4. Cost 1 less for each of your opponent's lands. Opponent's control that could produce 1 colorless mana. And when it enters the battlefield, destroy target non-basic land and opponent controls. So you could pay it for maybe 2 mana. 2 mana for a 4/4 flying, pretty good. Comes into play, destroy target land. Not bad. Ignoble Hierarch. Oh god, is this going to be like another $40 card? Noble Hierarch did spike quite a bit. This might already have quite a bit of hype behind it as well. We'll have to see. 1 green for a 0/1 with Exalted. Tap, add green, red, and black. Jund colors, as if they needed any more. But Phantasmal Dreadmaw looked very powerful to me as well. 2 colors, 2 blue for a trample 6/6. And when it gets targeted, it's a dinosaur illusion. When it gets targeted, it obviously disappears. But this is insane. This is even better than green. I don't know. I'm not really a fan of that at the current point. It feels a bit too broken, and it looks like blue's getting a lot more things than they probably didn't need. Imperial Recruit is back. I think that card was $40. It probably will not be $40, but he is a mythic, so there is that. Some suspend cards are back as well. A card that I cannot say at all. Like I said, I'm going to go through this fast and mostly... Oh, cool. Human Cleric, 1 colorless, 1 black for a 2/1. With Kicker, protection from white. Whenever an opponent discards a card, put a +1/+1 counter on him. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, target opponent discards 2 cards at random. Not bad. Not bad at all. Also, there was a very heavy squirrel theme for Modern Horizons. We're going to have to see what else comes out of it. But I will admit, I'm a big fan, and I'm going to see exactly what does come out of it. So there's quite a bit of squirrel, I guess, what do you call it? Influence? Or maybe not influence. I forgot what the best way to term it is. But it's really cool to see squirrels making a comeback. So we'll see what they make out of them. So Dryusk Keeper, black-green squirrels, by the way, as well. 3 colors, 1 green, 1 black. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 squirrels. Pay 3, 1 black. Squirrels you control get +1/+0 and gain menace until end of turn. Hilarious. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the squirrel end result of this one. What do I think of it overall as it is right now? I like it. I really do. There's not really much I can say that's bad for it. The only thing that I'm going to be keeping an eye on, and Chatterfang, is how much is there going to be, or our price is going to stay stupid. Like, not maybe Modern Horizons printing, but Jumpstart. Like how some of these mythics just going to go to $40, $50 and stay there. Like they'll be so annoying if they do. And I really like this set, or at least it looks really cool. So we'll have to see how it all goes. Let's move on to... Oh yeah, that's right, I wanted to see this card. Blue-black zombie. 1/3. Whenever you discard a card, you may pay 1. If you do, amass 2. That's pretty cool. Blue, black, red. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about was Secret Lairs, the Praetors. I think this is amazing. But I will say that I already have a couple of these. So them getting reprinted as Secret Lair isn't really the biggest benefit for me. But they look really cool. We'll see what the starting prices are for these. We'll see what the reason for reprinting them is. And we'll see if they hopefully fix the foil Cripsy Pringles, but I'm not holding my breath on all of that, but it does look cool. And if it's $30 to $40, I mean, I don't want to say the secondary market matters for Wizards of the Coast, but they obviously seem to be able to target a certain part of it. Let's move on to the next part, which is some of the Dungeons and Dragons spoilers. Now, I've read a lot of the books. I've tried to get into the new series when everything is reset, kind of, and they have a new quest line, but some of the guys that can live for longer obviously keep coming back. It is a really weird series to read, especially when they do mention that, you know, an elf can live for hundreds of years and then you got a human living for 80 years. So it's kind of a sad way to think about it as well in some ways. But I liked it, and some of my favorite characters do look like they get some decent showings in here, like Drizzt's on here. And, you know, he's got his 5 mana, so that's a bit expensive for him. But he does come with double strike, and he does also enter with a 4/1 green creature token with trample. When a creature dies, if it had more power than Drizzt, put a number of counters, +1/+1 counters on Drizzt equal to the difference. This is perfect. It pretty much means that whenever his friends fall, or whenever his friends die, he gets more powerful. Which in the show, I guess that's kind of how it works, because he's always the character to come and finish off the tough fights. Bruno Battlehammer, 5/3 for 4 mana. Each creature you control gets +2/+0 for each equipment attached to it. You may pay 0, then pay the equip cost of the first equip ability. You may pay 0 rather than pay the equip cost of the first equip ability you activate each turn. Interesting, I didn't think about them as being called equip abilities. There is obviously Loth as a planeswalker. Weird, but the Spider Queen is back. What is that? The Vorpal Sword, 1 hit, chop off someone's head. Tiamat, the dragon, 5-colored dragon. Prosperous Innkeeper, great name. Power word kill, destroy target non-angel, non-demon, non-devil, non-dragon creature. Not that good, because there's one thing that you probably should know about Dungeons and Dragons, there's plenty of demons, there's usually plenty of dragons, and maybe a few devils. I don't actually know much about angels turning up. Portable Hall, 1 white for an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent an opponent controls with mana value 2 or less until Portable Hall leaves the battlefield. Pretty cool, and I also love the way that they've done the the flavor text for the lands. And I hope that there's a lot of unique ones, because it's kind of the introduction to a setting or an area that you're about to visit. So some of them are really cool, like the plains. Yep. Venturing beneath the desert sands, you discover an alien power pulsing with inconceivable energy. Great way to say that this is what you've achieved when you get the D&D guys. I'd run a couple of games, and also have been in a couple of games, and they're really cool. Yeah, get a lot of imagination out of them. Anyways, guys, sorry again for skipping so much on MTG stuff. I was going to talk about other things as well. I was actually thinking about even doing reviews, and I'm not too sure where I want to direct this channel to. I know that a lot of my listeners are obviously here for MTG, but I might just start throwing in some other random stuff, because otherwise I wouldn't really know what to do with it. And it does make me a bit hesitant to record videos when I really want to talk about a movie that I really liked. So we'll see how that goes. And thanks again for watching. Have a good one, and see ya.